How many swimming pools are actually in the United States? The answer might surprise you. According to SEC filings from the largest pool companies in the country, there are over 14 million total bodies of water, pools, spas, and commercial facilities combined. That's more than any other country on Earth. In this video, we're breaking down exactly where those pools are, what types they are, and what that means if you're in the pool service business. Let's start with the full picture. The U.S. has 8.8 million residential swimming pools. That's the number cited in Leslie's 10K filing with the SEC. On top of that, there are 5.5 million hot tubs and spas, and another 300,000 commercial pools at hotels, apartments, fitness centers, and municipal facilities. Add it all together, and you're looking at over 14 million total bodies of water that need to be maintained, cleaned, and serviced. Of those 8.8 million residential pools, 5.4 million, about 61%, are in-ground pools. That's the primary market for professional pool service companies. In-ground pools break down into three main types. Concrete or gunite pools make up roughly 48%, vinyl liner pools account for about 36%, and are more common in the Midwest and Northeast, and fiberglass pools represent around 16% of the market. And that segment is growing fast because they're easier and cheaper to maintain. New pool construction tells an interesting story. In 2021, at the height of the pandemic home improvement boom, builders installed about 120,000 new in-ground pools in a single year. That was extraordinary. By 2024, that number had dropped to 61,000, roughly half the pandemic peak. The correction was expected as interest rates rose and discretionary spending tightened. But here's what matters. Even at 61,000 new pools per year, the total installed base continues to grow. In 2024, 61,000 new in-ground pools were built across the United States, according to Pool Corporation's annual 10K filing. Pool Corp is the world's largest pool products distributor, so they have the best visibility into construction trends. For 2025, the estimate is around 60,000 new pools, essentially flat year over year. Two-thirds of all new construction continues to happen in what the industry calls the sand states: Florida, California, Texas, and Arizona. Even though construction has slowed dramatically from peak levels, the installed base is still growing. Think about it this way. You're adding 60 to 61,000 new pools every year, and very few pools are ever permanently removed. That means the total count of pools requiring service grows a little bit every single year. And because two-thirds of new construction is concentrated in just 4 states, service businesses in those Sunbelt markets have the most favorable long-term demand dynamics. Pool ownership is extremely concentrated geographically. 4 states, California, Florida, Texas, and Arizona, account for 54% of all pool industry sales. According to Pool Corp's 2024 10K, California leads with about 15% of national sales and 81 distribution centers. Florida is second at 14% with 66 distribution centers. Texas is third at 13%, Arizona is fourth at 12%, and Georgia rounds out the top 5 at around 3%. The remaining 46 states average just 1% each. Here's a big development that pool service professionals in Florida should pay attention to. According to Pool Corp's Q4 2025 earnings call, Florida is expected to soon become the largest pool market in the United States, overtaking California for the first time ever. This shift is driven by continued population migration into the state. The fact that Florida has a year-round pool season with no winterization needed, higher per capita pool ownership rates, and a strong ongoing new construction market. When you look at pool density, that's pools per household rather than raw pool count, Arizona actually ranks highest in the nation. The Phoenix and Scottsdale areas have some of the most pools per capita anywhere in the world. But in terms of total concentration of distribution infrastructure, the numbers are staggering. 52% of Pool Corp's national distribution network sits in just 4 states, which represent only 8% of all U.S. states. If you're operating in California, Florida, Texas, or Arizona, you're in the right place. Commercial pools are a smaller segment by count, just 300,000 facilities, which represents about 2.1% of all water assets in the U.S. But they punch well above their weight in terms of revenue opportunity. Commercial pools include hotels, apartment complexes, homeowner associations, fitness centers, and municipal pools. They're subject to stricter health department requirements, which means more frequent required service visits, higher chemical usage, and larger equipment. Many pool service companies find that landing even a few commercial accounts dramatically increases their average revenue per stop. Within the commercial segment, public and municipal pools deserve special attention. These include city and county pools, school and university aquatic facilities, YMCA locations, and hotel and resort pools. Public pools operate under state health code requirements that mandate specific testing frequencies and documentation, which means year-round service contracts at professional rates. The regulatory burden actually works in your favor as a service provider because it creates a non-negotiable demand for regular, professional maintenance that owners simply cannot ignore. Above-ground pools represent 3.4 million units, calculated by subtracting the 5.4 million in-ground pools from the 8.8 million total residential pools. That's 38.6% of all residential pools. The above-ground market is interesting because it's traditionally been more of a DIY segment. Owners are less likely to hire a service technician. But as above-ground pool technology has improved, and as wealthier buyers have moved into this category with high-end semi-in-ground designs, we're seeing more above-ground owners willing to pay for professional maintenance. So what does all of this data actually mean for a pool service business? A few things stand out. First, location matters enormously. If you're in the Sun Belt, you have access to the majority of the U.S. market. Second, hot tubs are a massive opportunity that's often overlooked. With 5.5 million spas in the U.S., actually more than the total number of in-ground pools, if you're not offering spa service, you're potentially walking past nearly 40% of your addressable market. Third, commercial accounts are high value. And fourth, the market is still growing, adding around 60,000 new service customers every year. If you're thinking about starting or growing a pool service business, or you want to understand what your current route is worth, we built a free tool to help with exactly that. Go to PoolDial.com Pool Route Calculator. You can plug in the number of pools you service, your average monthly rate, and the tool will estimate the value of your route, whether you're thinking about selling, taking on a partner, or just benchmarking against industry standards. It's completely free and takes about 2 minutes. Let's recap the most important numbers to remember. The United States has over 14 million total bodies of water. That includes 8.8 million residential pools, 5.4 million of which are in-ground. There are 5.5 million hot tubs and spas, which is an often underserved market. 4 states, California, Florida, Texas, and Arizona, control 54% of all pool industry sales. Florida is on track to become the #1 pool market, and about 61,000 new in-ground pools are being built every year, keeping that installed base growing steadily. That's the full breakdown of swimming pools in the United States. If you found this useful, go ahead and hit the like button. It really does help this channel reach more people in the pool industry. Subscribe if you want more data-driven content like this, covering pool service business strategy, industry statistics, and growth tactics. And drop a comment below, letting us know what state you're working in and what the market looks like from your perspective. We read every comment, and it helps us make better videos.